Now that I've lived like a lady of the manor, I'm here at Bunratty Castle to feast like royalty, medieval style.
Our invitation was to one of the most authentic fortresses in all Ireland, one which Jack McBride knows like the back of his hand.
Jack, Ireland is very well known for its castles. What makes Bunratty Castle stand out?
It is what they call a medieval tower house. Different from perhaps a military castle in the sense that it was easily defended by its location, by its structure made of stone, and the O'Brien family were the kings of this area, and they actually administered their territory from this building.
No need to storm the battlements. We had made it just in time before the proverbial drawbridge was lifted, as it is at 4 o'clock each day for hostess Josephine Harrington to begin preparations.
Josephine, the hall looks fit for a banquet.
We're just trying to recreate that feeling of joyous and, gesture-like qualities of just enjoying yourself and having a great time.
Now, while the castle's restoration saw it filled with original 16th century furniture and art, there's no weaponry.
The traditions of the medieval banquet would have entailed a lot of food where you ate with just a dagger. There was no forks.
And what about the fashion of the day?
Pre-Crusade times would have been very plain linen fabrics. It was after the Crusades that we got a lot of velvets, silks, satins, cloth of gold. Everything got a bit more elaborate, a little bit more flamboyant.
Salamina found an ideal number from the autumn-winter collection of around 1430 in the nick of time too.
Good evening, everybody!
The banquet had begun in the very hall where the Earls of Thomond once held court. It all goes back to the Vikings, who first set up a trading camp here a good millennium ago, and it didn't require a second invitation for the guests to get right into the spirit of the feast, provided by head chef Margaret Austin.
What do you think?
You look fabulous.
Why, thank you. So does this food.
We start off with homemade wheaten bread, which we make on site. Then we move on to the starter, which is a curried parsnip soup. If you drink from the bowl, you don't use any cutlery at all, which is the way that they used to eat their food in medieval times. Then from there, we go on to our ribs, which are bacon ribs, served on the bone. Main course, we have the chicken with potatoes and vegetables. And then we finish off with berry mousse.
Bunratty Castle chef Margaret spent ages researching how to recreate this cooking and was happily quite ready to part with some of her secrets.
Use really rustic, old type of foods. Keep root vegetables. Use meats with bones in them and loads of spices.
Even more popular than the menu is the tradition of locking up some poor, unsuspecting soul who has to sing for his supper.
We choose a gentleman to be thrown into the dungeon because he has been trifling with the ladies of the household. To be forgiven by the Earl of Thomond, who we have crowned for the evening, he has to sing. That is his penance. If he cannot do this, well, he has to make some attempt, or else he remains in the dungeon for the entire evening.
It's a good deal more fun these days than when you got sent down in the Middle Ages. And something that ties those times to these is the music.
Tradition, of course, to finish an evening musically. This is a very important part of Bunratty Castle entertainment.
Oh, Daddy boy, the pipes are cold.
One or two very traditional and very favoured pieces. Notably, of course, Danny Boy, which arguably would be our most loved song of all in our repertoire.
All in all, an unforgettable evening.
This tradition of castles, great feasts, spirit and song sits perfectly in a place they chose to call Limerick. And the party's not looking like ending any century soon. Shore Travel puts you in the picture. Make memories that last a lifetime with holiday packages from Shore Travel. Details on the website and in Top Billing magazine.